You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted Best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900. News 25 is also brought to you by Desert View Hospital. You can count on us.
Good evening. Today is Wednesday, November 15th, 2023. I'm Missy Kohler. Welcome to News 25. A two-vehicle crash occurred earlier today. Anthony Roberts has the details.
Jason Ernest of Mount West Lawyers. Don't be bullied by insurance companies. Call me, 775-727-9500.
At approximately 11 a.m., a two-vehicle crash occurred at the intersection of Postal Road and Highway 160. According to witnesses, the driver of a silver Kia Spectra was attempting to make a left-hand turn from Postal Road onto Highway 160 heading southbound when her front bumper clipped the back left side of an Aquarius towing vehicle. The silver Kia suffered moderate damage to the front end while the towing vehicle suffered little damage to its rear left side. The Nye County Sheriff's Office, Nevada Highway Patrol, as well as Nevada Fire and Rescue were on the scene. Neither of the drivers were injured during the collision and traffic was being directed around the crash scene.
Las Vegas Metro Police Department gives an update on the 8 teens who were arrested for murder.
My name is Andy Walsh. I'm the undersheriff with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. And I want to thank you all for being here today. And we're going to provide you and the community with an update on the senseless beating investigation and now a murder investigation where the victim was 17-year-old Jonathan Lewis. And this occurred on November 1st, 2023. And I want to take this moment to just also recognize the work that the members of our homicide section have done once again to bring closure to a senseless crime that occurred in our community. I'm here today to announce that we have 8 suspects in custody for the murder of Jonathan Lewis, and those 8 suspects will be charged with the crime of murder. Our work in this investigation is far from over, and we need all of your help as we continue with this investigation. And the reason I say that is many of you and many people in the community have seen the violent video that has circulated throughout our community via social media. And if you or your child or somebody you know has seen that video and recognizes anybody that may have been a participant in this senseless crime, you need to get a hold of us and our homicide section, like I said earlier, as we further our investigation. And on a personal note, I want to say, just as a parent and as a member of this community, is the video that's out there and the videos that we have mentioned throughout this investigation and that you've seen reported in the media, they're extremely disturbing. And this should be a reminder to all of us to have those difficult conversations with our children and remind them that their actions have consequences. Their actions have lasting consequences. Their actions have life-altering consequences.
2 people are arrested in the parking lot of Albertsons. RJ Camacho has the story.
On November 11th, Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies were dispatched to the parking lot of Albertsons in reference to a report of a wanted person identified as Sarah Warrington. Sarah was observed by an officer who was off-duty in a lifted gray Chevy pickup driven by a male identified as Jason Hauser. Upon arrival, officers observed the vehicle and conducted a traffic stop. However, according to the arrest report, Jason was driving the vehicle in circles around the parking lot, and when first signaled to pull over, he allegedly continued to drive in a circle, not yielding. During the traffic stop, Sarah Warrington was found allegedly hiding in the backseat underneath clothing. During a search of the vehicle, officers allegedly located a loaded firearm that was easily accessible to Sarah. Officers also found a plastic baggie containing pills identified as buprenorphine, hydrochloride, tinfoil with residue, a black container that allegedly contained glass pipes, tinfoil, and small containers, and a rubber skull container that contained a brown residue and allegedly smelled of heroin, as well as a bong with white residue. Sarah admitted to the paraphernalia being hers, according to the arrest report. Meanwhile, Hauser was being questioned by officers and allegedly stated that he was taking Sarah to the sheriff's office to turn herself in. However, according to another officer on scene, Sarah stated multiple times that she was not ready to go to prison. Both Sarah Warrington and Jason Hauser were arrested and booked into the Nye County Detention Center. Sarah Warrington was arrested under the charges of owning or possessing a gun by a prohibited person, possession of dangerous drugs drugs without a prescription, use or possession of drug paraphernalia, and failure to attend after bail for a felony crime. Jason Hauser was arrested under the charge of harboring, concealing, or aiding a felony offender.
The Nye County Sheriff's Office is currently looking for a wanted person. Samantha Roberts has more on this.
The Nye County Sheriff's Office is currently looking for a woman by the name of Karen Ehrenfeld. She is currently wanted for outstanding warrants that include home invasion, as well as 2 counts of possession of a controlled substance. Anyone with information on Karen's location is encouraged to contact the Nye County Sheriff's Office at 775-751-7000, or you can contact Crime Stoppers at 702-385-5555. A cash reward may be available.
The Nye County Clerk is making improvements to the election process. News 25 caught up with Mark Humph to tell us more.
In 2022, there were far too many people standing in line in the rain and in the cold and having to produce our results in a timely manner. I've decided to make some changes in the way we handle our elections. Most of our election processing is being moved from Tonopah to Pahrump so that on election night, we don't have to wait for ballots to be sent to Tonopah from Pahrump to be tabulated. All that activity is going to happen down here in Pahrump. So I fully expect to get our results out at least 3 hours earlier than we had in the past. So my goal is to make that happen. In addition, we've gotten a grant from the state to implement some new election equipment that's going to allow us to handle ballots much more efficiently and much more accurately than ever before, so that we'll be able to have better ballot control and better verification of the signatures. That is our control over that voter's identity. In addition, we've added, again, an additional polling location for Election Day. Great Basin and the Bob Road would be our polling location. And we are securing for the primary next year and the general election additional check-ins so that we should have 3 times the number of check-in kiosks than we've had in the past. So my whole goal is to get voters through the check-in process, get them out of the line, and make it easier for them to vote. So that, combined with the addition of some early voting locations that will help our seniors, I think we're going to do a better job in our county at making it easier to vote, getting people out of those lines quicker, and getting them to the polls as fast as we can.
When we come back, we'll tell you about a new medical clinic in town. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. This segment of the news is brought to you by John Air. For all your heating and air conditioning needs, call 775-751-2372.
Thanks for staying with us. There's a new medical clinic on wheels in town. Huntridge Family Clinic from Las Vegas is parking their medical unit at the Nye Communities Coalition twice a month and seeing patients. News 25 caught up with the man in charge, Rob Phoenix.
So Huntridge Family Clinic is a primary care clinic that has our primary location in Las Vegas, and we are in Pahrump the first and third Wednesday of each month, trying to engage community partners around testing for HIV, hepatitis. We're offering services around medication-assisted therapy for those individuals who are struggling with substances. We do primary care for the LGBT community as well. And the goal of being out here each week or each month is to help bring some services to Pahrump. Nevada, is disproportionately impacted by HIV and hepatitis and substance use, and that's a big focus for the clinic. The clinic has been in operation since 2013, and our primary mission has been to engage the communities that have disparities in health, like people struggling with substance use or people living with HIV, our trans communities, our LGBT communities, in a kind of an affirming care environment. So our mobile unit can actually do anything and everything that we do in our physical office in Las Vegas, we can do on the mobile unit. So if you want to get tested for HIV or hepatitis, we can do that here. You'll have your results within 20 minutes. If you need to engage in care for something, we can do that as well. If you're needing to get, for example, like a well woman's exam, we can do a pap smear on the mobile unit as well. So anything we can do in the office, we can do on the mobile unit. So we are partnering with Nye County Health and Human Services through our relationship with the Ryan White program. And Ryan White is a program that's specifically funded for caring for people living with HIV. And that is kind of what brought us to the Nye County and Pahrump area, was to try and engage patients who are living with HIV in services in your community, to try and help break down one of the barriers of transportation. Because, you know, as anybody that lives out here knows, it's kind of a hike to get into Vegas, and we're trying to bring care to the area where you live, and that's how we got here. We also kind of partnered up with the health district out here to help engage in testing, to get services for testing for people that want to get tested for HIV, hepatitis, gonorrhea, chlamydia, syphilis. And then if we have somebody who does identify as positive, then we link them up with the health department out here and get them set up for treatment. But if there's somebody who tests as HIV positive or hepatitis C positive, then we'll initiate their care and kind of get it followed up through being here on site 2 times a month to start. So our services are provided in a variety of different ways. If you wanted to get tested for HIV and hepatitis, that testing is free. For any care related, so let's say you're living with HIV, you have hepatitis, or you want to get primary care, then we can work with Medicaid, with private insurances to bill the insurances. If you need to have labs done, we can actually draw them on the unit here, so you don't have to go to Quest or LabCorp. We can actually send it into the lab, and we'll get all the results and everything through the mobile unit.
And here's more on the Huntridge Family Clinic story.
So if we're doing your primary care, then we'll do labs based on like the needs that you have. So if you're diabetic, or you want to be screened for diabetes, screened for cholesterol, you know, if you want to be screened for pregnancy, we can do all that, and then we'll order the labs that are appropriate based on what medical concerns you have. We're not really set up to do lab draws for other providers in the community. This is more just designed based on what we do on the unit that day. We also do distribution of things like Narcan, fentanyl test strips, some harm reduction supplies. So we have condoms, we have what we call safe snorting kits, which allow people to participate in behaviors that they do more safely. So we're trying to decrease risk of transmission of hepatitis and HIV. So for example, this safe snorting kit allows you to engage in a behavior of snorting a substance without having to worry about transmitting hepatitis C, which is commonly done. And for people living with hepatitis C, every person that has hepatitis C, if you share a needle, you share a straw, you share anything related to an injection, you can infect 20 other people. And that's one of the things we're trying to get a handle on, is new infections in the US. And parts of our country, like Nevada, have very high rates of new infections. So we're trying to make a difference in lowering those numbers. So if you need a prescription, there's a couple different ways that we can work with that. Sometimes we have samples. So like if you are somebody who wants to get started on a strategy for HIV prevention, and you want to utilize medications like Descovy, for example, which is a pill that you can take every day to help prevent infection with HIV based on behaviors, we have samples that we can get you started with, and then we'll set it up for a pharmacy to get you a prescription, whether that's using the local pharmacy here or a specialty pharmacy that could deliver to the house. If you have diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and you just need a routine prescription, then we can send those to the local pharmacy so you can pick them up, you know, when you're at Walmart or the grocery store or whatever in the community. You know, we're here the first and third Wednesdays of each month from 10 to 3. If you would like to get tested for HIV, get tested for hepatitis C, come on out, it's free. You know, in Nevada, 1 in 5 people are living with HIV and are unaware of their status. About 40% of the people that live in Nevada have never ever had an HIV test. So if you don't know your status, come out and get tested, because knowing is half of the battle. And if it happens that you test positive, then we just get you started on treatment right here, right now, today. You leave with medications to get started if you're HIV positive. If you are at risk for getting HIV through injection drug use or sexual behaviors or practices, we can actually get you on some medications today to help protect you so that you can stay HIV negative.
Sports and weather is coming up. We'll be back.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Here's Mikey with a look at sports.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports. Golden Knights went to the White House on Monday to be honored for their 2023 Stanley Cup Championship, and they forgot how to score goals. Shut out in D.C. against the Capitals last night. They play the Canadiens in Montreal tomorrow. They're in Miami this Sunday, taking on the Dolphins. The F1 Las Vegas Grand Prix opening ceremony kicks off tonight with a star-studded lineup featuring Keith Urban, will.i.am, Journey, and many, 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 many more. Mandalay Bay held their housekeeping Olympics last night. Categories such as bed making, vacuuming, and mopping. I bet that place was spotless afterwards. Pahrump Valley Trojans football had their award ceremony last night. Congratulations to them. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
The Lerner and Rowe weather cam. Some clouds covering those mountaintops. Wonder what's going on up there. John's coming in with the weather forecast. Find out what to expect for the rest of the week.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios, all up and down the Ace Country Radio Network and your mobile device or computer. www.kpvm.tv. .tv is for me. Wow, there's something in the water. Look at this weather map. We got weather twins all over. Top of the map, Fernley and Fallon. Weather twins at 61. Carson City sticking it out, going rogue at 59. But look at Tonopah and Goldfield, lockstep at 56. Cool Spot Award winners and weather twins. Congratulations. Beatty, also unique at 65. But look at Amargosa in Las Vegas. Tied for the Hot Spot Award winner in Las Vegas. She actually got the over-under with a low tonight of 51. Out in Death Valley, it's perfectly reasonable at 75 degrees. And here in the paradise of Pahrump, let's take a look at our current temperature. 65 degrees. Feeling pretty good. It was 70 degrees just a little bit earlier. Winds out of the south-southeast this afternoon to 9 miles per hour. Did no harm. As the sun rose this morning at 6:20, I said, hooray, a new day. And then later, about 40 minutes ago, it set 4:35 and a little rain in the sky, a little some schmutz up above. Gorgeous sunset, but a low tonight at 50 degrees. It's getting a little chilly, Humidity at 56%. It kind of smells like rain tomorrow, but no, look at this. Sunshine, beautiful, 68 degrees. Winds calm, about 5 miles per hour. Looks like all this is getting over itself all at once. And today, looks like clouds return Friday, Saturday. Temperatures bottom out for the week on Saturday at 64 degrees under cloudy skies. We get a couple days of sunshine and things warming up just a mite, 67 degrees as we finish out the week under cloudy skies. No real talk of rain this week, but we do get a nice mixed bag of, clouds and sunshine and little wind, not too much wind. It's all great. All right, back to the desk. Here's Missy Kohler.
It's been feeling like sweater weather to me. Thanks, John. That'll do it for us tonight here at News 25. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Missy Kohler. Have a great night.